than a worry. Here we go. Right, we're live. We're back. Sorry, what a nightmare. I'm talking to nobody, but you might catch it up later. It's been a bloody lava because we couldn't get on the live. It wasn't working. And now Keith is home, rattling, having his lunch. You have to forgive Keithy, don't you? So, hopefully, you have seen that we had technical issues yesterday. There's Keithy having his lunch. But I have hopped back on just to answer any questions that weren't answered earlier on. I've got 12 people here, but no questions as yet as such, but I'm hoping that some are going to feed in. Let's have a look down here. No comments yet. This is great, isn't it? Every week trying to fumble our way through Facebook. So what have I got to tell you? So we've got some exciting things going on. There is going to be the launch of a new thing soon. Isn't it annoying when someone does that? I've got exciting news, but I'm not telling you what it is. So we've got lots of people sort of saying, oh, I wish you were my midwife, all that sort of stuff. Well, I can be, albeit it is still virtual, but a bit more touchy-feely sort of stuff going on. There's Keithy. We all love a bit of Keithy, don't we? So that will be being announced soon. Hayley is here saying she's 28 weeks and baby is breech. Any ideas how to tell him? God bless you, Hayley. Do you know what? It drives me nuts when, bless you, you've been for a scan or you've done something or your midwife's just said, oh, your baby's breech, and not followed that up with, but don't take a blind bit of notice of the fact that your baby's breech. At this point, it is a snapshot in time. Basically, they've caught your baby as it's been doing a somersault. So that you could go back and have a scan today and it'd be the other way around. You've got to think it's like, it's just in a big pool all on its own. You know when you're on holiday and you go in the pool at midnight when you're not supposed to and you're the only one there. Got all the room. You can just move around. That's what your baby's like. Go forward a few hours when we're, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, all those pesky kids in there. You're like, oh, I can't move. Lilo's not going anywhere. So honestly, just there's no point in giving you any tips because your baby could go breech, not breech, transverse, all over the show. If at 37 weeks you still breech, then that's different. And then we would be starting to talk about whether we're going to try and manually turn and what sort of breech this baby is. But at the moment, I wouldn't give it another worry, my lovely.
No.
Oh, dog's being told off. I've been booked in for a 36-week antenatal clinic appointment. This was following a growth scan. Can you let me know what to expect, as I was just booked on the other day and no one was able to go through it with me? 36 antenatal clinic appointment. This is following. So you've had a growth scan. It's really difficult to say because we don't know what they found. It may be a small baby, maybe a large baby. What have they booked you in for? Just going to read that again. I had a scan yesterday and they said baby is growing. Oh, that's a different lady. I've been booked in for a 36-week appointment following a growth scan. Can you let me know what to expect? So I was just booked on the other day and no one was able to go through it with me. So again, I don't know whether this is a large baby or a small baby. If it's a larger baby, they may be wanting to do gestational diabetes testing just to see whether that's one of the reasons why your baby's a bit bigger than norm. But it's a bit difficult to say. But they're just going to talk you through the scans. But I think it's a bit unfortunate that they've left you a while without giving you that information. I'm 36 weeks pregnant. I had a scan yesterday and they said the baby is growing a bit bigger than normal and they induced to labour at 38 weeks. Is there anything I can do to... No. So I think I did answer that one earlier. I would say, no, there isn't really anything you can do at this stage. Just staying nice and calm, going for some walks and that sort of thing. So yeah, at 38 weeks, you're still a couple of weeks early. So not really much you can do. Me and my partner have been trying for a baby for a while now. I had a miscarriage and can't seem to get pregnant again. Any ideas and tips? Oh, bless your heart. Kelly, one of the things you could try is reflexology. So you could try and find some people who do reflexology really specialise in certain areas, and you can do like fertility reflexology. So I would try that rather than sort of going down any more formal routes, depending on how long you've been trying. Sometimes it just takes to chill and think, okay, let's just see how we go on. Other than that, you would need to go down the fertility route, really. But try reflexology. It's a really good way of moving things in the right direction. I'm 38 weeks plus 5 today with second baby. Belly feels hard and uncomfortable. That can happen, especially if your baby's got into a particularly awkward position. What I would say is just as long as baby's moving, well and you're happy with movements and you've got no bleeding and you feel well, then I wouldn't worry too much. Katie is 33 and been same since 33 weeks, I think, and been same since week 28. First baby, so I assumed normal, as I haven't heard otherwise. Hopefully this is normal. No one has pointed it out to me, such midwife or family, which would have assumed they would. I'm not sure I really understand your question, Katie. In terms of when you say you're 33 and been same since week 28, I'm not sure what you mean. Is that in terms of the size of your bump or anything like that? I mean, if you're feeling baby move, but you're worried about growth, I would touch base with your midwife and just say, look, can you just measure me and see what you think, because baby seems a bit small, and ask if you can have a growth scan. I think going on what people are saying sort of from an anecdotal, oh, you look big, you look small, most people have no really idea what they're looking for. So it's actually quite good that you haven't had that that feedback from people. Will I expect to sweep at 39 weeks? Not necessarily, Jenny, and actually the guideline for first time mums is that we do them at 41 weeks. So depending on how strict your midwife is, she may not even offer it at that point. Sorry, was replying to Kyla Hardness. Oh, no, that's why I'm confused. Right, first baby, so I assumed normal, as I haven't heard otherwise. Hopefully this is normal and no one, yes. So, yes, sorry, I'm confused. You sent me up the bloody garden path there. Yes, that hardness can be normal, those sort of Braxton Hicks contractions. As long as baby's moving well and you're not feeling unwell or got any fluid loss from down below, then you're fine. Kelly is stressed and upset. I have 5 healthy kids and he's had 4 and I feel it's something wrong with me. Oh, bless you. Is that the lady who's trying for a baby? I feel so stressed and upset. I have 5 healthy kids and he has 4. That's 9 kids between you, my lovely. 9 kids. No wonder you're stressed. And that's half the problem. Stress is not a good thing for fertility. So just, again, I would try the reflexology. I've seen some people just have fabulous outcomes with it. You're going to really struggle, I think, in terms of IVF and stuff because you've already got a family. So how long is it since you had your miscarriage? So your doctor, Jenny, going on to yours, is not, your induction doesn't come from your doctor. Your doctor doesn't really have anything to do with it. Your midwife will set it up for you. And if it's because your baby's not come on, you know, it's overdue, you'll get that around about 10 days. Right, where have I missed questions? My last labour, my previous C-section scar split and baby ended up in my tummy. Oh, gosh, what are the chances of that happening again? I think you're going to need to be really monitored, and I would imagine that they will want you to go for a caesarean section rather than be trying for natural labour. But yeah, it's quite rare, but there's obviously thin tissue there, so I would speak to them. I'm really sorry, I've got to take this phone call. I'm really sorry. Hello?
Hello, is that Louise?
It is, yes.
Hi Louise, Benny Bryce calling from the doctor's surgery just regarding the consult you submitted through to us.
Hi.
Regarding that you've been sticking your tongue, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
So I've just had a little read through because unfortunately that isn't something that we would be able to put forward to a doctor, unfortunately. So I've just gone and had a little word with one of our doctors here. There isn't anything that they're going to be able to do for that, unfortunately. It is just the same as you're doing at the moment, taking regular ibuprofen and paracetamol to help with the pain.
Okay.
But there isn't anything that they can do further for you, unfortunately. It's just one of them things that it's just going to be a case of, I know it's not very nice.
No.
But driving out, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate that you phoned at this particular time because I'm literally on a video conference call, but I'm really unhappy with the way that I've been treated over this, in the fact that, and I did put it in the comments, in the fact that you're, you know, it's not acceptable for me not to be at least triaged on this. I have got horrendous. Yeah, no, and I can get that and I can live with that, but I think I really would like to understand why your call handlers are giving clinical advice, because that's not acceptable.
So when you say giving you clinical advice,
so when I telephoned yesterday and said I'd got earache having bitten my tongue, the girl didn't even take my name. She didn't ask anything about me. She just told me to go and get some numbing stuff that doesn't even exist from the pharmacy. She told me to avoid salty foods. She told me to eat soft food and just avoid aggravating it. And she didn't even take my name.
Do you know who you spoke to?
No, I've
Sorry.
no idea. But look, I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to go because this is actually unfortunately being published to half of the bloody population because I'm on a live conference call. But
Okay, no,
I was
do
told
apologise.
that somebody was going to phone me yesterday after 10 o'clock. I waited in all day and I didn't get a phone call. That's when I then put the e-consult out. I'm not happy with the way I've been treated, irrelevant of whether it's a minor thing or not. It's going on a long time and I've got a big gash on my tongue and I've got earache and I'm worried about infection. I am clinically trained. I'm not a hypochondriac, you know, and
No, and I'm not saying you are at all. Obviously, you feel like you need to get it sorted, it is something that's bothering you. But unfortunately, I have spoken to one of the doctors.
Yeah.
They advised there isn't anything they would be able to do here. Obviously, you're more than welcome to go down to St Mary's Treatment Centre and ask to see if they would happily help you there. But I'm not sure if there will be anything that they can do.
No, and I do appreciate that, but I think that moving forward, what concerns me more is that call handlers are doshing out advice without asking my name, without asking anything about me, giving me advice that is not valid. You know, I went to the chemist and they told me not to do a salt wash. The girl on the phone told me to.
When you called?
I called at 8:35.
8:35 this morning?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday.
And that's the thing. I called yesterday morning. Yeah, I called yesterday morning. I then went into the surgery. I sat for 20 minutes to wait for her to go and speak to the doctor. She told me to go home and said that the doctor would phone me after 10 o'clock. Nobody has phoned me, and this is the first time I've had any contact.
Well, I can put that forward obviously to my supervisor, and they can see if they can have a look back through to the call and have a look into that, and obviously discuss that with the relevant people that were involved.
She was very pleasant. Don't get me wrong. She was very pleasant, but that's not the point.
No, that's fine. And obviously, I appreciate what you're saying and why that would be frustrating.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm in a tremendous amount of pain, and I've been pushed from pillar to post over this, and like, I'm really going to have to go because I am literally being broadcast to the world here. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Sorry, I hope we're not going to put that up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to stop you or do whatever, but as you can tell, I'm a bit pissed off in my doctors. Right, let's get back to all these questions. Obviously, I'm so cross. I've bitten my tongue. For those of you that don't know, I've bitten my tongue and it's all cut underneath my tongue. It's so painful and nobody cares. That's how I feel. Anyway, I have a problem with one of my fallopian tubes. Can I safely get pregnant with IVF? Yes, I would say that you would, because as long as the other tube is absolutely fine, then it shouldn't give you any problem. But as I said, I'm not a fertility expert, so maybe you need to talk to them. But I would have said yes, because some people have to have one fallopian tube removed, and they have no problems getting pregnant with the other one. So fingers crossed. I'm so sorry. It's just been a disaster today. Gabby, I'm also struggling with my mental health after her birth and received no support. Oh, bless you. I'm wondering whether that's following on from another comment. But what I would say, Gabby, is it's not something that we can delve into here. But what we can say is every Tuesday I do the virtual coffee morning through Let's Talk Birth and Baby. You could sign up to that, and what I do is a breakout room where I have a chat to people. So I could have a good chat with you then, and then work out what the best route for you is. If you feel it's more urgent than waiting till next Tuesday, you could give your, depending on how old your baby is, either go back to your GP and really push back on that. But I will probably be able to talk it through better with you on Tuesday if you're able to do that. I think hopefully if anybody, the others have probably thought they're going to sack me, so they're probably not listening anymore after that doctor thing. But if you go onto Google or follow me at The Honest Midwife on Instagram, and we can make sure you've got the link to sign up. So Fiona is 37 plus 2 weeks pregnant, and on occasion I feel a bit of pressure downstairs when walking. Is this normal? Yeah, it can be. It can be. And again, it always comes back to, do you feel otherwise well? Are you losing any loss from down below? And is baby moving normally? And as long as you're ticking all those boxes, everything else should be fine. Stacey had an emergency C-section 8 months back with her son, who sadly passed away after birth. I'm 21 weeks pregnant now, and the consultant said it's best to have a planned C-section this time. And I'm petrified what it's going to be like, as my emergency was horrific, and this is baby 8. I'm in a panic over. I'm not surprised, my lovely. So I don't know how far through you were of your pregnancy, and I'm so sorry to hear that. I think one thing I would say is we do a cesarean section workshop, which might help you to go on, where we could talk and answer all your questions. But again, the same thing as we said earlier on, these are things that I can talk more in depth and a bit more privately with you on the Tuesday coffee morning, which might help. The thing is, Stacey, there is nothing that I can say that's going to stop you feeling stressed about this. But what I would say is let's just try to see whether we can do any hypnobirthing or anything that's just going to try and help you just get rid of a bit of that anxiety, which is completely understandable that you've got. I'm 20 weeks plus 4. I have fibromyalgia and hypermobility and a family history of SPD, which is girdle pain, preeclampsia and other issues. I expressed concern at my 8-week booking appointment about pain management and was told to I'd get referred, but still nothing, and being passed from person to person, all saying someone else needs to refer me. Spoke to the GP today and they said someone else needs to refer me. Oh, my life. One thing I would advise with that is that you could possibly do the pelvic girdle workshop. That's with our physiotherapist, and she works clinically all the time and will be able to certainly help you with your SPD and give you some advice regarding your hypermobility. With regards to the fibromyalgia, that is you're needing pain management. And right now, as you've just seen, I don't have a lot of faith in the whole bloody doctor surgery. But yeah, just keep pushing back with the doctors and think about doing the pelvic girdle workshop. I'm now halfway through and suffering. How do I get them to refer me? I need all the codeine. I think you just need to just start spitting your dummy out like I've just done. That was a lesson in spitting your dummy out. Although I dumbed it down for you lot. I really dumbed it down. I am so fucking angry. I would have gone mad. Honestly, my tongue. I know you lot are suffering, but my tongue is so sore. I would just go back and start saying things like, this is really impacting my mental health. I'm not wanting to go out because I'm in so much pain. I really need some help, that sort of thing. Ask the midwife. Hi. Please, because I had an anonymous question for Louise to ask the midwife. I'm 24 weeks with my 3rd baby. I've had a very... Where's that just gone? I was reading that. Where's it gone? Oh my God, it's just disappeared. Right in the middle of reading it. Oh my God, it literally has just gone. Jazz, can you put that back up? Because it's just disappeared. The one that said I have an anonymous question. They're all disappearing. Pins and needles in my lower leg are concerned, been getting them for days. Not necessarily, Wendy, I would say it is probably a nerve thing, as long as you're feeling otherwise well. But if you are really worried, speak to your midwife. Right, Linda, I'm 24 weeks with my 3rd baby. I have a very anxious pregnancy so far due to complications with my previous pregnancy, polyhydramnios, ventricular megaloma, suspected heart defect. Oh my life, bless your heart. Luckily, baby is fine. I'm also on 150 milligrams of aspirin due to high BP in the first pregnancy. Due to previous polyhydramnios, which for anybody who doesn't know is lots of fluid, I've been told to watch out for sudden weight gain. Oh, it's disappeared again. Oh no. I've been putting on about £1 a week so far, but I've put on £5 in the last week. Should I be concerned about this? I do have a history of big babies. £9.7. God, they are big. Well, no, they're not that big. No history of gestational diabetes. I have been very little contact with them. I would probably touch base with them. £5 in 1 week is quite a lot, unless you're me. I put in dirty fries last night. It's me putting £3 on. I would give them, I would just, because of your history, I would just touch base and say, I've been jogging along quite nicely at £1 a week, and now suddenly I put £5 on. Just want to just touch base. I've had 2 natural births and 2 emergency C-sections, then a natural birth. One of my babies were premature. With the 2 emergency C-sections, I had a cervical stitch. Apart from the cervical stitch, what other options do you have, as I feel cervical stitch didn't help and stopped me having a natural birth? First natural 33 weeks, 34. I would not turn down the cervical stitch, Emily. The cervical stitch, yeah, it may have stopped you having a natural birth, but it probably helped you not have a massively premature baby. So I would certainly go with the cervical stitch if I were you. I'm just making sure I've not missed any questions. Do the coffee morning, it's brilliant. Thank you. Is it necessary to take calcium tablet until delivery? It's not something that we routinely prescribe, so no, I wouldn't say so. Tasha is having her first baby at 30. She's 32 weeks. She's got gestational diabetes. Doctors is having with baby's growth. He's currently weighs £5.1. Am I expecting a big baby? 32 weeks, £5.1. I would say it's not going to be small. That doesn't mean to say it's going to go way over the other side, but I would say it's probably not going to be a tiny baby, and that's why they will be keeping an eye on your growth. Okay. I am really hoping that I've not missed anybody's questions. What was it called on? Sorry, forgot. And it has been 3 months since the last miscarriage. So it's Let's Talk Birth and Baby, Kelly. If you, I think in the, there might be a link. Let me just put it. If you go to there and click on parent and baby classes, about halfway down there's one that's called Let's Chat, and it's the virtual coffee morning. It's free to attend. You can rewind and listen live, Kelly, if you want to listen to me arguing with my doctor again. There's about 5 minutes of me on the phone to my doctor. But yeah, it should be saved up on here so you can have a little look. But I've just put the link up there for you, and I think Jazz has put it up there again. So yeah, if you click on there, and then it says parent and baby classes, halfway down there's a picture of a woman with a yellow sling on and a baby. If you click on that one, that takes you to the practical parenting page. Right, I do think this new time is working. We've had loads of people here today and loads of questions. I am really sorry it's been a bit disjointed. Next week or the week after, we'll be back on it. On Tuesday, I'm back over on Instagram, and that is usually pretty plain sailing. Not Tuesday, Monday. I will see you on Monday on the Instagram, and don't forget to give us a follow at The Honest Midwife. Also, we've got a new Facebook group for general chat, which is Let's Talk Birth and Baby. And if anybody wants to join that, so you can sort of sound off with each other outside of these groups that we've got with Your Baby Club and The Honest Midwife, but it's just sort of a conversation between you all because you're all following the same thing. So you are more than welcome to sign up for that. You do need to get approval from admin just so that we can keep you guys all nice and safe. But yeah, sign in for there as well. It's called the Let's Talk Birth and Baby Support Group. That's it. You are all good to go. You've been fab and very, very patient, and I shall see you soon. Is it normal for 15-month-old baby girl to eat and drink a lot? Yeah, she's a girl. As long as she's not putting on excessive amounts of weight, then that's fine. I hope my tongue feels better soon. I'll see you all soon. Bye.